Hello, my name is Msonda Mulundu Chipampata, and I haven't done one of these video blogs in a while. And the only reason I'm doing it was because I went through a relapse recently. I literally just came out of hospital. I was in there for almost 3 weeks, and what has transpired now, according to the professionals, is that I had been misdiagnosed. So apparently, I'm not bipolar, I'm actually schizophrenic. And what had happened was I was put on medication, I was weaned off Respitol, and then I was put on Epilim. So I was only on Epilim, and apparently, that's just a mood stabilizer. Apparently, I'm supposed to have antipsychotic because that's what seems to bother me quite a bit. So, in the build up to my episode, what had happened was that I, first of all, had the symptoms obviously of going into psychosis, which eventually I did go into. It was difficult for me to admit at first, but I realize now that I've come out because I only came out yesterday evening, and I'm supposed to go back to work as soon as possible. But I've been booked off for another week, which I just need to negotiate with my boss and find out what's going to happen. So I just wanted to say that in this video that I've now been admitted 6 times, 3 times in America and 3 times here in South Africa. And each and every time it's been different. The last one, I must say, was a very minor psychosis in the sense that I still had most of my senses there, but I was still in psychosis, I must admit. I was a bit in denial of it, to be honest with you. So I guess there's a very thin line between bipolar and schizophrenia. Well, I guess that's what I've been told now. Initially, I was going to make a very angry video of me being upset about being called a schizophrenic, but I think the fact remains that I do hear voices, and in my mind I do kind of like act out most of the things that probably a schizophrenic would do. So I'm willing to accept that and respect it, as I told the professionals as well, as long as I get the help that I require. The whole point of me doing these video blogs is to help those that have difficulty admitting what they're going through, because I'm one of them. I've struggled, to be honest with you. I hate the stigma that's associated to mental illness. Therefore, it's not easy for me actually to make these blogs and for me to actually admit and confront myself about some of the things that I've gone through. But it's important to me as well. It's important for me to have some kind of dialogue with myself and honesty, and then put it up there for those that will benefit from it, because it's not only for me, it's actually done for quite a lot of other people as well who struggle with these conditions that we have. So for almost 18 years I've been thinking I've had bipolar, but now I've been told it's actually schizophrenia, where it's come up from time to time, but then they always refer back to it being bipolar, and obviously that affects the diagnosis they give me when it comes to medication and things like that. So at the moment I'm just on 2 pills, which is Respitol, which I take at night, and that's it. And I'm quite happy with that because I'm not one for taking too many pills. I've decided that I'm going to change my life slightly now, because I've noticed one thing about my life is that I keep on holding on to the past, and I think that is also controlling me, and it's getting me back into psychosis. So basically what I've decided is, when it comes to my diet, I'm just going to reduce the portions that I eat, but I'll pretty much eat about almost anything, because religion has played a huge role in my life as well, and it's made me become something that I'm not. So I just wanted to state that as well. And I think I'll be taking a little bit of alcohol from time to time, which, because I'd gone through 13 years of not having had any problems whatsoever. So I was thinking to myself, just a little bit of alcohol from time to time, I think will balance me well, even though they do not recommend that, people that are on medication take any alcohol whatsoever, but it won't be done like every single day. And since I only take my medication at night, I'll time it in such a way that maybe I consume the alcohol the next morning or the afternoon before the time that I need to take my medication. And like the diet, I was talking about things like pork. I'd stopped eating pork. I'd stopped drinking things like Coke and all that stuff. I'm going to have those things in moderation as well. The reason I'm thinking this way is I just feel like I've restricted myself a bit too much, and it's been stressful in my life. So I just want to let loose a little bit and see how that goes. Yes, the professionals can help me to a certain extent, but I think the rest is really up to me, the individual that's going through whatever it is that I'm going through. So I think I've piled up a lot of things in my life, and I've done too much to myself for me not to let loose and to be free. So I'm just allowing myself now to live again, basically. So the whole point of this video is I just wanted to do something or say something just when I came out, because this is the authentic me. Or another thing is I've lost a lot of weight because I went on this banting diet that a friend of mine recommended, even though she herself wasn't really doing it. But I literally went onto this banting diet, and I was having no carbs and no processed foods and things like that. And it worked for a while, for about a month, and I lost about 10 kilos, which was a milestone for me. And I really did need to lose the weight because I was feeling a bit uncomfortable with the weight that I had. That's another thing. I'll probably do a bit more banting in the future should I feel uncomfortable with my weight, but it's not something that you can permanently do, I realize now. I think it's a bit dangerous as well, because I think it also contributed to my going back into psychosis, because I put so much strain and pressure on myself that I feel that a lot of things came to play. Another thing is I'd gone to see my children, and I didn't find them living in a condition that I wanted them to be staying in. Where they stay, the electricity had been cut off and things like that. So that also affected me in a very, very, very bad way. Also, the job that I'm doing now involves mining. So mining in the sense that it is a mine, but I'm in IT. So I'll be required to go underground and things like that. And basically that kind of freaked me out as well, because I've never really been underground. So it was a lot of things that were piling up, and I really do need the job. So it's not like something that I can refuse. If you're told, look, this is a requirement of yours, you're required to do A, B, C, D, then you'll do it, So it's just a lot of things. That's why I must recommend and always speak highly of a man called Sean Blackwell, who speaks differently though about bipolar. He feels that it's something that can be dealt with without medication. I don't know, now I'm beginning to doubt, because I was on medication, though the wrong medication, and then this happened. He feels like there's a way to just heal yourself, or he has ways in which you can heal, but I'm agreeing with him, to the fact that there's a lot of ways in which we as bipolar people are spiritual, and we are special in that way. Well, like now I guess I've evolved from bipolar to schizophrenia, which schizophrenic people have multi-personalities and things like that. In my mind, I have my father's spirit, so every time I get psychotic, that's what I seem to reference a lot to. So I guess that's where they're getting that from. But I'm okay with it. I feel when we're in this situation, we're just honest with ourselves, So I don't want to make this video too long and boring, so I'm gonna just conclude around here. I just want to thank you all for taking the time to listen to me and to hear what I have to say. And if you have any comments or you want to subscribe or anything like that, please feel free to. I'll always be there to respond to your comments all the time. Thank you very much, and you have a pleasant day. Thank you.